Butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for our martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini.
Ho!
Hello, and welcome to the 5:30 Quarantini. I am Michael Hull.
I'm Dylan Bustamante.
And this is going to be a good time. Dylan, I feel like we're going back to our roots today. I am not at my house. I am quarantining elsewhere currently. So I've got like the microphone duct taped to a stack of board games.
Oh no.
This is like classic Quarantini chic right now.
Classic Quarantini chic. And I just took my martini glass out of the freezer. So like this is really like old school Quarantini because we're actually drinking like a martini-esque drink today.
I mean, I'm thrilled. Our guest today, we were like, what do you want to drink? And she was like, excuse me. Have I got something for you? We're really leveling up today on the 5:30 Quarantini.
Yes.
And speaking of leveling up, what a better time to do so because America leveled up.
We did. We were like, burp, burp. I don't know what that was, but
we graduated to a president that doesn't make me nervous.
And like President maybe Joe believes Biden. In science and things. It's going to be great.
Science is going to be great. President Biden's going to be great. I am thrilled about it.
I know. What a day we had yesterday, Michael. What a day.
It was a journey. And the broadcast was exciting and inspiring and wonderful. And then the internet just ended. They opened their hearts and their cell phones and they went nuts with the memes of all the women in the red, yellow, all of the memes of the women in the color,
all of the Bernie Sanders memes. I sent Michael, there's this video I found on TikTok today that like someone literally made like, what was that, cardboard or was that wood? Like a wooden full size of Bernie Sanders in that chair with those mittens.
Unbelievable. So exciting.
So crazy.
This is our first Quarantini of the new administration.
It is.
It's not just our first Quarantini of the new administration.
What is it?
Dylan, you didn't know this, but I have an alternate plan for today's Quarantini. Not only is it the 5:30 Quarantini, but today we're celebrating the Dylan Bustamante birthday teeny.
These ridiculous photos of me. What is that one from?
Nobody knows. Don't worry about it.
That's from prom. Okay.
However, this weekend.
Look at baby Dylan right there.
This weekend's your birthday, bud. How you feeling?
It is. I'm feeling great. I'm turning 30 again because last year doesn't count.
Great.
So, yeah.
Before I take this fantastic
oh my God, please take this down.
Do you want to tell us anything that you wish for yourself in the new year? Set your intention now. You're turning 31. And how's it going to go? What's it going to be like?
I think it's going to be great. I have a lot of high hopes for 2021. We started off with a little like bumpity bump. but it's going to get better. It's going to get better.
I'm seeing some love for Dylan in the comments for his birthday. So yeah, Dylan, the next time we see you on the 5:30 Quarantini, you will be another year older and another year
has gone by.
Maybe wiser. Now that I've gotten the serious work out of the way, what do you say we jump into today's episode?
Let's jump in because I am so excited for everyone to watch this video that I made today.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Our guest today,
and for our guest.
Our guest today made her Broadway debut in American Idiot, which I won the lottery for and sat front row for her to go, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Everyone knows what I'm doing there. Made her debut in American Idiot back in 2010 and has been a Broadway staple ever since.
That's right. Her smooth tones and impeccable jazz riffs, mind you, make her a favorite of mine and of New York City and stages all across the country.
Yes, some of her most memorable Broadway performances include On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and On the Town. Plus, she starred in Beaches and Off-Broadway. Recently in Smokey Joe's Cafe, for which she was nominated for a Lucille Lortel Award, and should have been nominated for every award there is, but was nominated for Lucille Lortel, and that was pretty exciting.
Her album, I've Been Played, is a swinging good time, and honestly, I've been listening to it all day. And I feel like I know this gal super well because she's basically sometimes like always at my place of work. I feel at the Slash.
She's got that 54 below punch card.
She does.
You do 10 cabarets and then you get one free drink. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you get your free drink, actually. We're so excited that she's here for happy hour. So let's get loud and let's take a look at
Alysha Umphress.
For tonight you're no star, nor a song that I sing. In my arms where you are sweeter than spring.
Younger than springtime are you.
Gayer than laughter are you.
In my arms where you
In my
are.
arms where you are
Clinging closely to me. You are lovelier by far
than I dreamed
you could be.
Open your eyes and you'll see how it belongs to me. Ordinary night can seem more unreal than a dream. This incredible night can seem. We came out blazing. We came out on fire. Now we're burning even hotter. And we're flying even higher. Here we go. You like we do, so you might as well retire. No applause is necessary. This routine is legendary. 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 Keep your eyes on legendary. Share with my chest. Baby, I'm cooking with gas 'cause I'm a gumdrop, a sweet lollipop, a brook trout right out of the brook. And once more, baby, I can cook. Once more, baby, I can sweet on dope, we thought and swear what I'm of.
God, yeah.
Alysha Umphress.
Oh my God, there was B-roll on there that I haven't even seen before.
I did a deep dive today.
Obviously.
Deep dive.
Oh my God, Dylan, these intro packages are just getting, as you get more and more excited about every single guest we have,
I know.
they just get longer and longer and longer.
This is officially the longest one I've ever made.
Flattered. It was a thrill ride, quite honestly.
Honestly, once I
could watch
found
it
that
again right now.
I've watched it so many times today, but no, when I made it originally, and then I was listening to something, maybe like your bucket list video after that, and then it went from that right into that Beaches B-roll, and I was like, where was this 2 hours ago when I made the clip? So I had to go back and edit those clips back in.
The Beaches B-roll, that was a real blast from the past.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't know it was your birthday this weekend. Happy
It
birthday.
is, yes, on Sunday. Thank you.
You're catching him
Congrats.
in his last days of his 30th year.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you're about to be, 30th. You're going to be 31.
Yes.
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 Well, we are so excited to spend happy hour with you. We have a lot to catch up on, including a game, including some hot tea to spill. I have no
I
idea what
love
I'm talking
games.
about. But first things first, this is a happy hour show.
Yes.
So Dylan and I have gathered our ingredients. But will you let us know what we will be making today?
We will be making an aviation, which is my favorite cocktail in the whole world. Bartenders used to call it the bartender's handshake, because if you do a really great aviation, then you were like worth your salts in, I don't know, bartending skills.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And I love it so much. And it's hard to find at a lot of bars and restaurants because a lot of people don't have the creme de violette, which some people think tastes like soap or a grandmother, I like to say, but I love things that taste like grandma. But it's beautiful. I love gin. And people that are like, I don't love gin, trust me, I feel like this drink doesn't really taste ginny. I mean, I love the taste of gin, but it's also a beautiful.
Oh my God, that is picture perfect.
Well, it's a little dark, but I'll explain. I mean, the actual recipe, I like to tweak my recipe a little bit. So.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Well, we're making your
sent
recipe today.
You sent us a list of things in advance. So I think Dylan and I both have. Dylan, let me know that you are with me here. I've got my bottle of gin. I've got my bottle of creme de violette. And I've got my maraschino liqueur.
Yes.
And then I also grabbed a cherry for a garnish. Am I good to go?
Lemon.
If you have lemon, do you have lemon?
I do. I will grab it once we...
It's actually kind of, you think like, oh, lemon or lemon juice. It's not that important, but the acidity actually makes the whole thing once you shake it all together. It's like you have to have it or it's not, it doesn't work.
Great. I'm going to get a lemon. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You guys can start. I'll catch up.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I put my ice in my shaker.
Put your ice in your shaker. So what I like to do is 2 ounces of gin, something herbaceous. I tend to, I think I used I forget the brand that I used, but it was almost like a pink gin with floral.
Okay.
But Hendrix is a great one because it's very herbaceous.
This is like a small batch that I got as a gift. It's called Bar Hill.
Fabulous.
It's from Caledonia.
Never even heard of Caledonia.
Me neither, but
the princess of Caledonia.
It sounds like I made it up.
How much of this did we just put in there?
2 ounces.
You can eyeball it, but I do 2 ounces.
Great.
Of gin because I like to make a hefty cocktail.
We love a hefty cocktail here.
And then I do 1 ounce of the maraschino, 1 ounce of the creme de violette, either one. And insider tip, I also, so for my wedding, for my husband and I's wedding, we had signature cocktails. And mine was a riff on an aviation, and it was called For Leisha's Flight, because my friends call me For Leisha. So anyway. And so instead of maraschino, the only thing that was semi-different is that we used Saint Germain instead of maraschino liqueur.
Ooh.
Fruit juice instead of lemon. So it was like a riff on it. It was also magnifique.
Oh my God.
Get creative with your aviation and,
This is already turning into a beautiful purpley blue color that I'm super excited about.
Pretty. I know. I just love the color. And then I also do 1 ounce of the lemon juice.
Great.
Perfect.
Or, I like to keep a bottle of it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Shake it. Pour it in the martini glass. Add a Luxardo cherry is standard, but you can do a maraschino cherry or you can do a lemon peel. Sometimes people do.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited for this. All right. I'm getting ready to shake.
Alex Carter Van Pelt, the host of Quarantini Drive-In, is here saying that he was just listening to I Can Cook Too. Alex, I've got a game with your name all over it coming up in just a little while.
All right. Mine is shaken. I'm going to pour it. Oh my God. This is so good. When was the first time you ever had an aviation?
I should remember this, but I'm not sure. It was probably at like some sort of mixology, like Death and Co-esque type place.
Oh my God.
I had my first at my friend's wedding.
Oh, really?
It was a specialty cocktail. Look at that.
Which friends? They look perfect. They look.
I'm so excited.
Sometimes
Cheers.
people send that. Cheers. Add a little creme de violette, and it's a little lighter, but you can. Yeah. The more violet, the better for me.
Oh my God, that's good.
Oh my God, I love this. This might be one of our best cocktails yet, Dylan.
This might be one of our best cocktails. You might be Derek killing it right now.
23 episodes in.
Hear me out, sister girlfriends. Don't you think it tastes a little bit like a sweet tart?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Wait,
but like,
almost, yes.
Or like a Smartie. Remember like Smarties that are like wrapped up, all those tiny little, it kind of tastes like a sweet tart or a Smartie to me.
But like those had
so
like almost like a waxy or powdery finish on them.
Powdery.
That I wouldn't think like, oh, that would be a lovely, but like I almost get that from the drink, but in a nice way. I don't know. My mind is blown.
That's so good. I haven't had an aviation all quarantine.
They're fabulous.
I
Wait,
know.
who's your friend who had aviations at their wedding? They sound amazing.
Yeah, it was my friend Katie from college. It was at her wedding, and it was so good.
We also we didn't do maraschino in our we did the Saint Germain, but then we also did edible flowers on top instead of fruit.
Oh my gosh.
That's like some Instagram ready stuff right there.
And nobody took a picture.
Nobody?
Rude.
Well, of the drink. Actually, it was crazy. So we made like 2 batches of those before, because so that they're ready ahead of time, like of the gallon, type things. And when we'd gone out and we'd done our pictures before, to do the reveal, and it just saves time. And so we did that. And then I came in and saw the room when it was all done and ready. And so I was like, oh my God, it looks so amazing. And 10 seconds into walking in, one of the cater waiters, who was lovely and felt terrible, dropped an entire, 50 cocktails of it. And I was just like, calm down. It was honestly maybe the worst thing that happened all night. So if that was the worst thing that happened all night,
absolutely.
then
Wait,
we did okay.
I just had a nightmare thinking that your white dress was just now purple and blue.
It was actually way in the corner. And my dress happened to be, weirdly enough, sort of the color of an aviation. It was sort of grayish, like a dove grayish blue. It was
fabulous.
I'm obsessed with this idea that the trope that cater waiters are usually actors who are waiting for their next gig. Yeah. I'm obsessed with this idea that somewhere there's a cater waiter who's like, girl, last night I spilled 15 drinks at Alysha Umphress's wedding. And it's like going to be a story for them forever.
No, 50, not 15.
Like
Nicole.
Half of the amount of aviations that we had. So then after we finished the ceremony and signed everything, my friend and wedding planner was like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, I want my drink. I want the aviation. He's like, we're out. And I was like,
no,
it's fine. I was so pumped up on adrenaline. I barely drank or ate at my they always say that you don't, but I really barely did either of both.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make up for it 2, 3, 6, 7, 10-fold today with this aviation happy hour. I'm living for it. Sutton Seymour says we're star-studded today. Well, we are now, Sutton. Welcome to the show. And I think Joy let us know that her birthday is coming up as well. So happy birthday to Joy coming up.
Oh my God, look at all these birthdays.
Aquarius. Aquariuses. This is the dawning of the age.
It's true. That's so fun. These are so delicious.
I know, that is so wild. Well, so we've been here, we're coming up on 10 minutes of a quarantine, of a lockdown. We're hoping that we're rounding the corner of this. However, for someone in a lockdown, you've been pretty busy.
I've been okay. I've been doing stuff. It's been nice.
Tell us, Dylan and I got to see you at Broadway at the Breslin, this new concert series at the Ace Hotel at the Breslin, where a Broadway star hangs out of a second-story window and delights a bunch of people sitting in the street with a set of music. So Dylan and I were there for your night, which was so fun.
Yeah.
How was that? What else have you been up to? I know you've been performing. I know you've been...
Yeah, you've been up at Barrington, I believe.
Yeah. I did a concert up there this summer, Rodgers and Hammerstein concert. So we were up there for a month, the whole month of August. And we were up there again for most of December. Alan Green and Joel Wagoner, both of them brilliant geniuses. We put together, arranged, directed, conceived, and performed a holiday show called Holiday Getaway. And it was the most fun. And it was, And then Broadway at the Breslin, which weirdly was, not weirdly, but it was really the only time I've performed live in New York since the shutdown.
Right.
And since probably Broadway Sings in February or January was the last time I performed in New York. And there is something to be said for the difference of just that energy and also just being able to feel reactions from an audience. It was so special. And the rope tied around my waist was hilarious. I don't think I really needed it, but it was just nice to know. I am afraid of heights, so it was
Right.
Are you really?
Yes. So
Did you have any hesitations about singing out of a window?
no, it's only the second story. I feel like if I were to fall, I probably wouldn't die. I would just break things.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. I agree.
Yeah. It wasn't death.
Even fine.
Right.
I'm totally fine.
But
it was so magical. It was so fun, and it was sort of rainy, which I felt bad, but everyone was like such a trooper and with it. And then it was so funny to see all the people that just kind of stopped and watched. And I was like, they all paid $100 a plate for this. You guys are the voters.
Yes, Michael and I were lucky enough to see. Well, I saw 3 of the 4, and then I think Michael, you saw all 4.
I saw all
but
4.
you definitely had the best window puns.
Oh, thank you.
You were like all the puns of you being like, what was the?
Well, I started with "On the Street Where You Live." And
Yes,
Which I was
I
like,
want several stories high.
yes.
which I was like, how did nobody do this yet? I mean, it was only 4 people, but I was like, this is effing brilliant.
Also,
was
I
so
had
that.
a grand plan to start it out, like sitting in the window, because you do your own reveal. You have to sort of be your own.
Yeah.
and I had this idea to be like laying, like kind of sitting sideways in the window and be like, maybe far away. And I completely forgot. I think I was just like, it's happening. I'm singing out a window. What's going on?
You're right. And for the first time in 9 months
Yeah.
in front of an audience.
Yeah. But next time.
Next time. Oh, for sure.
I
For
knew
sure.
that I was going to be excited about those because were you the second or third week of this? Do you remember?
I was second. I was supposed to be third. And then I had something. Oh, we did a screening of this Harvey Weinstein musical that I've been working on. And it was that Sunday. So I was like, can we switch? And Max von Essen was kind enough to switch with me.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember I knew I was excited. And you talked about this a little bit about, it was the first time performing live in a while, but I knew I was excited to go to these concerts. But, Dylan and I went together to Betsy's first, and I just sobbed. I was like, I didn't anticipate. Also, like, Betsy wasn't it wasn't a sad cabaret. I just was overwhelmed enough that I just sobbed the whole time. And then I went into yours and I was like, okay, I know how it goes now. I got the model. I'm gonna be fine. And you started with that On the Street Where You Live, and I was like cry sobbing. I was feeling my feelings.
And then you ended with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and you killed the whole audience.
Well, like you do.
It was unbelievable though, and it was honestly, that was one of my favorite moments of the pandemic so far, was your concert. So thank you for it.
That's
It
so
was
nice.
wonderful.
Honestly, a highlight of the year for me too. It was really so much more special and cool than I would have anticipated. When they're like, "Want to sing out a window?" And you're like,
Yep, absolutely.
yeah.
Well-
And cheers to Jimmy Brigman, who came up with the idea and executed it. And
Yes.
and
Yeah,
We love
he was
Jimmy.
Incredible. We're big fans of Jimmy's here.
Yeah.
Dylan just mentioned you singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and killing the whole audience. Speaking of killing the whole audience,
Oh no.
you are a iconic Broadway staple for your performance of "I Can Cook Too"
Oh.
from On the Town. You were like, "Where are you going?" Uh-oh.
I was like,
"Where are you going?"
did she kill someone?
You have one of the
Who
most
told you?
iconic. You have one of the most iconic recordings on a cast album of late, and today's game is a little bit inspired by that. So, without further ado, I'm going to say, let's jump in to today's game of the day. Today's game of the day is inspired by the career of our guest bartender, Alysha Umphress. And here's how it works. Alysha, when you started On the Town, you sang what became an iconic version of the song "I Can Cook Too." In today's game, each answer is the name of a Broadway show. But I've taken the first syllable out of the show and I've rhymed it with a food or a drink item that you could cook to. Okay, see where I'm going here?
I think so.
You figure out the rhyme, you pop it into the show, and you get the point. So I'm going to give you an example. I promise it's easier than it sounds.
Is it kind of like a before and after?
It's kind of like a before and after, except it all rhymes. And as always, since I made today's game, Dylan is on your team. He's here to help you. And so are everybody in the audience. So audience, if you know it, throw it in the chat. Alysha, they're about 15 seconds behind us. So feel free to look pensive and keep one eye on the chat, and somebody will swoop in. But I think you're going to do great. And here is your test example question. If you get the answer right, you will hear Alex Newell riffing. And if you get the answer wrong, you will hear something else. So here's the example. Barbra Streisand stars in this musical about a young woman who starts her career in vaudeville, but works her way into a factory which harvests the sweet stuff that bees make. So do you know the show?
She starts in is it Funny Girl?
It is Funny Girl. And then what's the sweet thing?
Oh, Honey Girl.
Honey Girl. Exactly. You get a... Well, Alex Newell for getting the example. Right. And that's how it works. It'll always be the first syllable that rhymes.
Okay.
So it'll always be the first syllable of it'll never be anywhere else in the title of the show. But you have to figure out the title of the show, figure out the other thing, and just link them together.
Oh, but you have to say the final answer, which would be like not Funny Girl, Honey Girl. You'd have to say Honey Girl.
The answer would be Honey Girl. Okay. Here we go. I have.
We're not strict on rules either. So if you're like, I don't even know.
Rules are just a suggestion on this on this show.
Yes.
Here we go. It's the oldest established permanent floating crap game in New York, and they serve the most delicious pommes frites.
Fries and dolls.
Oh.
That would be... I love this game already. That would be fries and dolls. Delicious.
Come on.
Did you get it? Alicia missed
I
no
did
time
get it.
there.
I
Okay,
did
great.
get it. I did get it. But it was one of those things where I was like, guys and dolls. It's definitely guys and dolls. And then like right as she was saying it, I was about to be like, guys and dolls.
No
I
fries.
literally was like, I bet it's fries and dolls. And then you said pommes frites. And I was like, yes, fries and dolls.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. All right, moving on. Here comes your second. I didn't title this game, but we'll call it something. Here comes your second one. In this divine 1986 musical, a handful of little sisters of Hoboken start a side hustle baking dinner rolls and cinnamon buns right out of the convent's kitchen.
Bun Sons.
Go! My soundboard is very slow today, but yes, that would be Bun Sense. Well played.
Little known fact about Alysha Umphress. She can pretty much sing Nonsense from start to finish by heart.
Oh my God, I can't wait for the 54 Below show. It's going to be great.
Honestly, I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down right now.
Every time I smell lilacs, I remember that very special day.
Have you ever been in a production?
No, but I had, we had the cassette tape, dating myself. And me and my friend Nick used to drive when we got our licenses. Our cars had tape decks, and we would just listen to Nonsense. Question mark. And so I just know it by heart.
Oh my God, I'm one of those weird people
habit
that
forming.
loves it. It is habit. Nonsense is habit forming. I love it. Moving on, you are 2 for 2, moving right along. Here comes your next question. Maybe if he had found 1 or 2 fewer lagers and ales, then he wouldn't have fallen out of that tree and broken his arm.
Beer Evan Hansen.
Wait, I just realized I'm really bad at this game, so I'm really happy that you're good at this game.
Oh, she's nailing this
I love
one.
games.
But I was like, who the hell falls out of a tree? I was like, I think I hear tree. I'm like, one's in the silent. And I'm like, beer on this island.
Beer on this island. No, that would be Beer Evan Hansen. A very different
Evan
show.
Hansen.
Oh my God.
Speaking of the Bernie Sanders memes, did you see the one of Bernie Sanders in place of Dear Evan Hansen sitting next to Rachel Bay Jones?
Oh my God, obsessed.
Ben Pasek posted it today, and I was
There's just been so many that
on the floor.
But I think the Ripley Greer one is my favorite. It's so
The one
neat.
where he's in the every little step lineup.
No, where he's just sitting on a bench waiting to go into like 16E at Ripley Greer. Fuck this.
That one I saw at like 1:30 last night, and I showed it to my roommate. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to bed, and then I like showed it to him, and he was like, these are never gonna end. And then I woke up this morning, and he was completely right. Never over.
I mean, I'm in.
Oh my God, obsessed. All right, well, you're 3 for 3. I have to warn you, after
See,
3,
people got these.
Great. I'm so proud of our audience. After 3, I have to warn you, the game doesn't get harder, but my work gets worse. So
Okay.
like we're looking at some slant rhymes. We're looking at some, Sondheim would not approve, but we're gonna soldier on.
Okay.
This coming of age musical about moving to New York City stars Sebastian alongside a cast of puppets. Welcome to
Okay, so Avenue Q, right?
Avenue Q.
What? Wait, what did you say?
Welcome to Crabanoo Q.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, Sebastian the Crab.
Wow, Reachy McReachy.
No, that was great. This is my impression of Titus Burgess being Sebastian on Broadway. It's just crab hands. It was great. Crabanoo Q. Lauren Johns got it. Lauren, way to go. Lauren Johns, who I saw another comment up higher about her learning songs off of Alysha's YouTube videos.
Yes.
But great. Girl, same. Welcome to the club. All right, we are 4 for 4. We're going to go right along because you know what? It's time. All of these dishes that we've been making, the Crabanoo Q and such, have been delicious. But I'm getting a little parched. I think it's time to make a drink to go with all this food. So someone call Steve Sondheim and see if he's got enough juniper berries to whip us up a fairy tale cocktail.
Gin to the Woods.
Didn't miss a beat. That, of course, is Gin to the Woods.
Gin to the Woods.
I mean, one of my favorite musicals, favorite composers, favorite libations.
Have you done that one yet? We're a casting office now, apparently.
Yeah.
In high school, I played the witch in high school. So
I see.
And is there a video readily available? No.
It's not readily available, but there is a video that, like, if I reached out to, I could get my hands on it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Noted. Someone write that down.
Yes.
Great.
Speaking of, I'm just gonna be like the fact of the day guy over here.
Yeah.
Did anyone see yesterday? Someone posted John Ossoff in Anything Goes. On YouTube.
I showed it to my husband too. I was like, look at this, because he's from Georgia. My husband's from Georgia, and he was like, I wonder what high school that is. I feel like that's probably like, I bet. And then he was like, I bet it was this high school. And then he like looked up where he went. And he was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good.
Oh my God, I have not seen this yet, and I also wasn't aware that I could love John Ossoff more.
I know.
I can't wait to watch this.
He's a dynamite Lord Evelyn. I have to say, it's genius casting.
Oh my God,
It's
I'm
true.
so excited.
Yeah.
Wait,
True.
isn't Lord Evelyn the one that sings "Let's Misbehave"?
That's exactly the clip.
I cannot
Michael, I'll
wait.
send it to you after this.
Well, we have to end the episode a little early today because I've got to go. See ya. No, we're moving on. We're moving on to question number 6. If you're just tuning in, Alysha Umphress is playing a perfect game so far of Broadway musicals rhyme smashed up with foods and drinks. And here comes our next one. If you know it, put it in
Didn't
the
think of a
chat.
name for this one, Michael.
Didn't think of a name for this one. I was a little busy. On Wednesdays, we wear pink and eat limas, kidneys, and pintos.
Bean Girl.
Mean Girls.
I was particularly excited about Bean Girls. All right.
Bean Girls.
It would be a very different show. It would not be the same. Moving on. Number 7. Gather the waiters because she's here. And this OG gelatin dessert will never go
Hello,
away
darling.
again.
Jello.
So that,
Dolly.
if you do go to my Instagram, that you can readily find. Wow. It worked out, took a shower, and
These drinks are delicious.
already
It's fine.
going to my brain. There is a clip of me also the summer before I did The Witch and Into the Woods doing Dolly, and it's that scene where it's like, she's here! And it's like, da 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 da.
Where did you go to high school that they were like, hello, Dolly?
It was the summer program. So it was like, yeah.
So it was like,
The comments on that is like, how did you get all these boys? And I was like, because it was every high school from near and far.
One of my favorite high school moments or high school musicals we did in high school was 1776.
Oh, I don't know that musical very well.
Well, it's a musical with like 27 male leads and 2 female leads.
Mhm.
So it was a mostly female production of 1776, featuring me and like
supposed to be going out.
what?
that tour that's supposed to be going up.
I know. We were ahead of our time.
Honestly, a female 54 Below did an all-female 1776
Oh,
led
yeah.
by Carolee Carmelo, and it is one of the best things that I have ever seen in that basement. Carolee Carmelo like did her homework and came in to slay. And
She was like,
a
I am
leader
John
to
Adams.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, she's a genius, so I'm sure it was amazing.
It was pretty incredible.
It was great.
Speaking of incredible, this game is fun. Let's read another one. This would be number 8. This musical is about a freakishly talented little boy who ferments a cucumber in an acidic solution and then tap dances his little toes off.
Well, it's Billy Elliot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, can you say it one more time?
This musical is about a freakishly talented little boy who ferments a cucumber in an acidic solution.
Billy Elliot.
Oh, was that Cody?
Joey for the win!
Yes! That would be...
Thanks, babe.
My brother, who's not a musical theater person, is real close with Pickle
Elliot.
That's why I was like, Pickle Elliot doesn't work. So that's why I was like, Dilly Elliot. Joby, really good job.
Dilly Elliot nailed it. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Show
That's so
Solidarity
funny.
Forever. And
Solidarity.
everyone's got a fantastic
Solidarity
accent.
forever.
Oh my God. Dilly Elliot. Okay.
Dilly Elliot. All right. So far,
I left
still a
that
perfect
show at
game.
intermission on Broadway because we went to, disclaimer, not because I didn't like it, because we went to the invited dress and the set broke down and we didn't eat before. And it was like the set broke down for a half an hour. And then we got to intermission and I was like, we're out. Like, we have to go get lunch. Like, I'll
I've been here
come back.
forever.
I mean, I ended up seeing it again, after it had been running a while, but.
Yeah.
The only time I ever got close to having to leave a show like that was the Josh Young revival of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Uh-huh.
I went to one of the final previews and there was this, apparently they being the cast and crew called it the diving board unit. And it drove out and parked facing the audience. And then Josh Young got on it and it took him out over the audience.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
I remember that.
he was up there and, he's wearing this all bedazzled sparkly suit and just going for it. And the girls are up on the thing and they're living their lives and the choreography is yuck, 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 yuck. And he's belting and nothing came out. And so they were like, oh, let's, they called us show hold. They went back. They were like, we got to try it again. And they did it again. And this time the thing came out and it pointed directly into stage right. And just went towards the wing, and they were like, "No, that's wrong as well." And they restarted this thing 5 times, and then they were like, "You know what? We're just gonna take a break. Bear with us." And I was like, "If I am here for another 2 hours, I'm gonna have to go and come back."
Right, because that's at the end of the show, right?
It is. It was the very end, and I was like, the curtain call is so close, but they decided to give us the rehearsal room version, sans any
Moving set.
accoutrement. Yeah,
You're like, I'll take it.
Have you ever had a terrible moment like that, being in a show? Where you just
In American Idiot, when we did Letterbomb, all the girls, and we go up on the platform, it got stuck, and we had to. We were just stuck up there, so we finally were like, we waited, forever, and then finally our stage manager was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties. If you just bear with us for a moment." And
yeah.
The
worst moment must be waiting for the show stop, recognizing that something's wrong and then being like, are they going to stop me? Is someone going to stop me?
Well, we didn't really have a choice. I mean, it would have been a long way to jump. So.
Yeah. On that side, absolutely.
6 of us on this,
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, so far, listen, we're going to give you the last point because, like I said, everybody's on your team. So It's a perfect game still. This is number 9. I only have a few more of these, so we'll see if I can stump you, but it doesn't look like it. When 38 planes were forced to make emergency landings in Canada, the passengers found kindness, hospitality, and sustenance in the form of this fruit, famous for having a groove down its side.
Plum from Away.
You got it, and you said it very seriously. This was Final Jeopardy.
Plum from Away.
Plum from Away. Oh my God, another one of my favorite musicals. Moving on. This small business owner made a killing when he partnered with a pie maker. But in the sequel, break out the meat grinder again. This time, they're making delightfully petite hot dogs wrapped in puff pastry.
Weenie Todd.
Yes, of course, that would be Weenie Todd.
That would be Weenie Todd, but my new favorite musical is Kumquat from Hawaii.
Honestly, Christopher, I was thinking kumquat at first. I was like, but then it could have been a reach. You know, I was like, maybe it's
been a
kumquat.
reach. I am famous for my reaches when making these games.
I know.
But today's so far. I'm gonna
So
just say
far?
it. I'm amazing.
The Dilly Elliott is, a reach, but
I sat on this couch yesterday and just laughed with a pad and a pen, just like laughed. And my boyfriend kept looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Dilly Elliott, plum from away." So I got a lot. Okay, here we go. Sarah Ramirez and Tim Curry star Sara Ramirez, who I cannot wait to get back on Broadway. I tweet about it all the time. Sara Ramirez and Tim Curry star in this medieval knee slapper about fruit preserves.
Jam-A-Lot.
I was like, Jam-A-Lot.
I'm just happy I got one.
That would be Jam-A-Lot. I've got two left, and I just don't know which one. I'll do this one first and save my personal favorite for last.
Spam-A-Lot could have been an answer, too.
Spam-A-Lot could have been an answer, but that would have been weird. Jam-A-Lot. Matt Hull got one. Way to go, Matt. Great. Here we go. King Charlemagne is dead, and Andrea Martin is swinging from the chandelier in this musical about the king's son, who is the perfect complement to be served with chips.
Dippin'. Dippin'.
Yep, that would be dippin'.
The food, dippin'.
Dippin'. Chips and dip. I love it. All right, this is your last one.
That one I actually did do in high school, and it was pretty terrible. I was distraught. I did Dippin', yeah.
Ooh.
Carson Turner got it. Dippin',
What's that?
way to go.
What's that song? Spread a Little Sunshine.
And if we all could.
Spread a little sunshine.
The 2013 revival of Pippin is still one of my favorite things that they have ever done, that I have ever seen on Broadway. It was mind-blowing.
Yeah, I saw it thrice. Loved it.
Yeah, that was my show that I lottoed all the time. Like anyone that came into town, I was like, let's go stand, or not lotto, I rushed it. I would be like, let's wake up and go stand outside of the theater and go watch. Speaking of I Can Cook Too, another Chelsea Piers is in the house. Hello, Chelsea. Drag queens love to sing to Alysha's voice.
And you know what? It is the highest honor, and I'm flattered every single time. I truly get the biggest kick out of it. So never.
Do you get like tagged on Instagram like all the time, like in the real world when there's drag shows, and you're just like, oh, another drag queen just singing to me?
not like so every day, but like it happens, and truly every time I'm like, keep them coming. I love it.
Yeah. All right, here's your last for the game. The stakes could not be higher. For the game, here's your last Broadway clue. Alysha Umphress's good friend and former guest of the 5:30 Quarantini, J. Armstrong Johnson, stars in this musical where the last pig to be touching the car gets to keep it.
The last pig.
Ham on a hard body.
Ham does not rhyme with hams, Michael.
Ham's on a hard body.
Ham's on a hard body.
That is dumb.
I was so excited about that. Let me check my scorecard here real quick. It looks like that's a perfect game for Alysha Umphress in a game we did not name, but was sure a good time.
That was a good game, Michael. I'll give you that.
I was very excited to play it with the two of you. Just so you know, some of the ones that didn't make the cut included Way Gardens, Cranadoo, Bunce on This Island, Duck Everlasting.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Swiss Me Kate, and Brittle Shop of Horrors.
Brittle Shop of Horrors, that's good.
So those were the alternates. They didn't quite make the cut.
Gardens as in like
Whey Prode.
like curds and whey.
WHE, yeah. The Quay.
Oh, wait.
Quay Gardens.
Wow,
That makes sense. That's real. That's
Well, I loved that. That was great. Way
I did a
Garden.
podcast earlier in quarantine that was also a riff on I Can Cook Too, where it was a Disney-centric podcast called E-Ticket to Broadway. David Alpert, it's fabulous. If you love Disney and you love Broadway, this is your podcast. And they did a game that was like, we're going to do all things that Disney characters have made or baked or cooked or whatever. And it was surprisingly difficult.
Oh my God, yeah.
very good games.
What?
You were very good at that game.
I have to tell you, this is just so you know, you have an open invitation to this show anytime because you are very good at the two things we do, which is cocktails and games. And you really excelled at both parts of the gig.
Truly two of my favorite things. So thank you. Drinking and being competitive.
Girl, I can't wait for the world to come back. We will have a game night and I will kick your ass in something. Get ready.
Oh my God, bring it on, bitch.
Oh my gosh, the amount of games that we play, especially in quarantine, we've played a lot of games.
We played a lot of games. But we have two questions that we ask everybody on this show before we can let you go anywhere. And so we've arrived at the hard-hitting questions part of the evening. So here they come. Get ready. Question number 1. We know that it's been 10 months of rough times. It's been Broadway's been dark. A lot
What
of people
happened?
aren't employed. Well, somebody ate a bat somewhere, and things just really went off the hinges.
I saw that movie.
However, what is something that's brought you some joy? Something that's brought you joy, or kept you feeling creative, or kept you going during this super weird time?
Well, my husband and I bought an apartment, and I basically spent most of the pandemic curating, researching, buying, decorating. So like decorating an apartment and making it a home has kept me creatively fulfilled. And now that it's over, I'm waiting on like one piece to come. And then after we're sort of like, for the most part, done.
That's great. Are you still in New York?
Oh yeah, we moved to Queens. We were on the Upper West Side, but we bought. We're in Sunnyside. We have a gorgeous apartment. We love so much. We're obsessed with the neighborhood, and so that's been such a highlight.
That's amazing. Welcome to the neighborhood.
So you picked this wallpaper out recently.
Yeah, bitch.
This wallpaper the comments have been blowing up with compliments for this wallpaper. I didn't realize it was such an immediate compliment.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Yes.
Dylan, do you want to hit her with our second hard-hitting question?
Absolutely. So the second question we ask is not to rush any of the healing that's going on in the world or, rush us out of this pandemic when it's, not safe to do so. But what are you looking forward to most once we get out of all of this? Like once everyone is vaccinated and we're all peaking at bars again. What are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, there's so many things, but I think it's sort of I answered this question at Broadway at the Breslin, which is like sort of what you felt when you watched that concert, and just like what I would imagine is going to see the first Broadway show, sitting in the audience at the first Broadway show we're able to see, and just feeling the energy. And I'm sure everyone is going to go berserk and crying, and the applause when the house goes to half and the orchestra starts. I mean, I can't even imagine what that moment is going to feel like. I'm so excited for that moment.
Can't wait. Do you have a wish list show that you would like to be your first show back?
Oh, well, I mean, just because, let's pick up where we left off. We had tickets to the first preview of Flying Over Sunset the day the shutdown happened.
Yeah.
So, Flying Over Sunset. Why not? Love a Lincoln Center moment. It's so magical there.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Tom Kitt and Tony Asbeck, and Carmen Cusack is, we stand her. She's so talented. And I mean, and it sounds wild. I mean, like it's just literally an acid trip. So I mean,
yeah, that's a great show. That's a great show. You're the first one to pick that.
Really? What do most people say? 6?
A lot of people want to say 6. And listen, do not knock me for being basic in this.
We had such a good time at 6.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
That was the last. I think that was the last Broadway show I saw. I saw it the Sunday before everything went.
I saw the Lehman trilogy the night before. Because we were just like knocking it out, which was fabulous. So good.
I walked over. Remember when we like weren't sure if how serious this was going to be, and everybody was like, I don't know. I walked over to the Doubtfire box office because I live in Midtown the night before because my boyfriend and I were like, oh, maybe we'll get like a pandemic special. They're trying to sell tickets.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh, we could give you a ticket for like $50, but honestly, if you come back tomorrow, we could probably give you a ticket for like $30. So we were like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow. And then Broadway closed.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed about that.
Well, luckily, all the shows we've been mentioning are coming back. So we will be able to see them again.
And
eventually.
don't you love that? I love a just roll through the box office because honestly, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's worth a shot. It's always worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can just be like, closing day of Elling, be like, hey, can I just have a ticket? And they were like, yeah.
Who was it? Oh,
That's
it's
a good
Elaine.
story.
Elaine Stritch, I think, was famous for showing up at box offices and being like, I'm Elaine Stritch. Put me in the back.
Yes. Yeah.
It would just be like, yeah, I'm obsessed.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, this has been some much needed laughter and
Oh wait,
smiling.
Michael, before we go, I
Yeah.
was going to say, so in one of my amazing, highlights of the year, I was fortunate enough to meet this lovely couple who saw me in the Rodgers and Hammerstein show at Barrington and asked, they were like, this is sort of weird. Reach out on Facebook. And they were like, would you ever do a private concert, socially distanced, get tested before in our home? We live in the Berkshires. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And so I did a private concert for this lovely couple. And then they had me back around Thanksgiving. And he's like, it's just for my mother and our close family friends. It's a whole family. And so I spent a weekend with Isabella Yossi.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, Michael is one of my best friends.
That is so funny. What
Isn't
a
that
my
small
gosh.
world.
We spent Thanksgiving weekend with them and her now fiance. They were so lovely. And they were like, do you know Michael Holt? I was like, yeah. This thing. And so we talked about you and I've been meaning to tell you, but
oh my God, that's so funny. Well, it's a small world. That is so funny. I will reach out and let them know that I heard. That is so funny.
I know.
Oh my God. Well,
That's awesome, though.
I have to make another one of these cocktails.
They're so delicious.
This is what I'll be sipping on all night. Alysha, thank you. We know that time is extra weird right now, so it means a lot that you spent some of yours with us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for Happy Hour. We cannot wait to see you back on stage, which will happen and hopefully soon.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us. We love you so much.
Yes. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
you guys. This was so fun.
Cheers.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Cheers.
cheers.
We still have some left.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if you're just tuning in,
You're late.
You missed our very special Broadway guest bartender, Alysha Umphress, who made an aviation with us, which is just literally the most
And honestly crushed that game.
delicious. Oh,
It was perfect.
Here's what I discovered. Alysha Umphress is our target guest. She's amazing at games, and she made an amazing drink.
Delicious cocktail.
So tune in next Thursday when our guest is Alysha Umphress again.
No.
No, I'm kidding. But what a fun episode. Dylan and I will
What a
be back
fun episode.
next Thursday with another one. Dylan, do you want to tell them who our guest is?
Yes, I would love to say that. Who is our guest next week? Oh, we are back next Thursday. Oh gosh. It's these drinks. They're so delicious. We're back next Thursday at 5:30 with Jaywan Jackson.
Yes, from Ain't Too Proud and from a regional production of Pippin that I did with him once. And we're going to spill the tea on that. But we'll be back with Jaywan next Thursday at 5:30. We cannot wait. And until then, wear a mask, wash your hands. We love you all, and thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you all.
Cheers.
Have a good night. Cheers.